Hey everybody, welcome to Game Time. My name is JJ and we are still we're playing some more Super Nintendo RPG goodness here this fine morning, and we're going to start playing Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo. Now, I just got this as a pickup not that long ago in one of my video game pickups for my Super Nintendo. I do have Chrono Trigger for the DS and for the PlayStation, but we're gonna plow through a new game plus right here, man, and we're just gonna go from start to finish in no time. No holds bars. We're not gonna screw around with anything. We're going from point A to point B. We're just going to totally demolish through Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo, which is, in my opinion, one of my favorite Super Nintendo role-playing games, along the lines of Lufia 2. Chrono Trigger was like a masterpiece for its time. This game actually cost, along with Final Fantasy 3, 6 for the Super Nintendo, 99.99 at the store. This was a $100 game when it came out, and it's got some of the my greatest memories in Super Nintendo RPG history. It's awesome. Chrono Trigger, is just, I had to borrow this game at first, and to have whoever had this game, I'd be borrowing it off them all the time until I got my own copy. I've owned it a few times as I over the years, but you sell games, you trade games, and you get to a point eventually where you keep the games you really enjoy, and that's where I am, where I get to collect all my stuff and awesome games. So it's going to be a complete walkthrough. We are going to do all the quests and everything. But I am not gonna dilly daddle. I'm not gonna go to places where I don't really need to go for the sake of just exploring. You guys can do that on your own. We're on a mission. New game plus all the way. So first thing you're gonna want to do to progress the story, if you're not exploring everything, is you're gonna run into Marl here, and there are different little quests that you can do. Later in the game, you do go to trial. So depending on what you do in Lean Square, if you're a jerk to people, then it'll come back to bite you in the ass later. So let's just say that. So explore Lean Square. Return her pendant once you beat her up. Once you beat her up. Once you run into her. And if you grab the pendant first, it'll affect the storyline later. I'd talk to her first, then go grab the pendant. If you talk to this person by the fountain, she will actually unlock the area where you need to go next without having to wonder how the hell do I get back here. So talk to the lady by the fountain. So then Marl wants some chocolate, so we're gonna chill out here, and you gotta wait about 10-15 seconds here just so that she makes up her mind, and then you can progress to where the time machine is. Sweet. I love Chrono Trigger. Notice that when the people are talking on the screen as well, you can still move around, you can still walk around and stuff. It's one of the few games that you can actually do that. Yeah, this game has an epic story, man. It's phenomenal. It's all about time travel and saving the world, man. I'm not gonna read every single little clippet of dialogue. That's up to you guys to do. I'm just clipping through this game, guys. I love this game so much. So we're gonna go right to the past right away. We're gonna go save Marl. We're gonna go probably do a little bit more. If I'm clipping through this game without stopping, I'm probably gonna do good time for this game. So we are doing New Game Plus, and if you don't know what New Game Plus is, if you're new to Chrono Trigger, New Game Plus is the mode where you get to keep pretty much all your items from the previous playthrough from when you've beaten the game. So you'll be able to keep all your weapons, all your items, all your techs, all your magic, and all that wonderful stuff. You know what I mean? Certain key items you probably won't get to. I don't think you get to keep, but it's still a good head start. Like, nothing will stop you in the game if you start a New Game Plus. Like, no bosses will get in your way anymore and stuff like that. It's just a matter of plowing through and keep unlocking, keep finding stuff, keep hoarding, unlocking all your techs, doing all that stuff. So Marl gets sucked into the time portal into the past because she's wearing the pendant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab that pendant and we're gonna go after her. So we're gonna go back in time 400 years to 600 AD, and we're gonna figure out what we need to do to go save the princess. I know what we need to do, but I'm just trying to keep a good little flow going over here. I love this game so much, man. Can't wait to get Frog, Magus. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So all systems gone, and the beginning transfer. A little bit of a slow part of this game. I always found this part to be a little slow because I'm like, come on, come on, come on. I just want to get into the portal. Come on, I want to get to 600 AD. Start fighting stuff. You know what I mean? I'll have to equip my stuff later that I have left. I don't even know what I have actually for this new game plus mode because this is my new Super Nintendo copy. So I just started a new game plus on a random file there. So I don't even know what I have for equipment. I wonder if I have the rainbow. I don't think so. I only started. I'm only about level 40, so I might not have the rainbow. Depends. We'll see what happens. Anyways, we gotta first things first. We gotta fight our first little enemies. Now, Chrono Trigger has an active time battle system, which is pretty sweet. Kind of like Final Fantasy VI, where you got your little bar, and then when it gets to the end, you get to attack or whatnot. Works out pretty good. When you're using your techs and your magic attacks, they go by range, and most of the time you can hit more than one enemy at a time if you have the right spell and whatnot. There's so many different spells and double attacks and triple attacks to use with your other party members, and they're all really, really cool and unique. It makes this game really awesome when you're learning new stuff. So we've got your basic little menu here where you can equip all your equipment. Everybody can have a sword, a helmet, an armor, and an accessory. Depends what you feel like playing. I like Chrono to be really, really fast, so I usually, even though the haste helmet is not the strongest helmet in the game, I like him having it because he gets to attack pretty much twice almost for everybody else's for one attack. So as you play New Game Plus over and over and over again, because I play this game, well, I beat this game all the time. You end up with a lot of the ultimate weapons and armors, you know, as spares, so everybody can have a haste helmet eventually, and it just makes stuff so much easier, so much easier. I'm not gonna bother getting just random little treasure chests that comes with it. There's a power glove in that treasure chest, by the way. I'm not gonna bother. Like I said, point A to point B. We're going straight to Guardia Forest, and we're gonna clip through here. And if you do it right, you won't have to fight any enemies at all. You know, there you go. Nice. Saves us some time, and we'll go straight to Guardia Castle, where the Queen is gonna let us come in. You know what I mean? They think it. We've got like weird Dragon Ball Z hair, so they're like, "Oh man, who the hell is this little punk?" So the Queen comes out and lets us in, gives trouble to the two little soldiers there. Nothing too crazy, but we're gonna go up to her chambers and meet up with her. And a little bit of storyline is gonna happen. We're gonna meet up with Luca, and then go hit the next level. We're gonna go meet Frog as well. So yeah, we got a good little motor run in here. We're clipping. So we're gonna meet up with the princess here. Well, you don't technically know she's the princess yet, but she's the princess. And she's gonna end up disappearing because something is going on in the time continuum, and she might not exist anymore. So we're gonna go find out what is going on. The original princess has been kidnapped, and she just showed up here. So yeah, a little bit of storyline. I've read this 100 times, so like I'm not gonna read it through all of it. So if you guys are playing through this game, I'm sure that you guys are actually reading all the story and everything like that. Kind of use this New Game Plus walkthrough kind of a guide of where to go, not a full exploration walkthrough. You know what I mean? Because I'm not grabbing every little treasure chest. You know, I'll do notable mentions of stuff. You know what I mean? But you know, if there's a treasure chest there and I don't grab it and don't mention it, I'm sure you'll grab it. So no worries. So we're going to head to the Sanctuary, which is going to be our next stop. But first, Luca's going to come here and recap the storyline for us. Where if in the past, if the Queen gets kidnapped in the past and killed, Marl will cease to exist. So we got to find the Queen before she gets killed. So she's in the Sanctuary. We're going to go fight Yarka, and it's going to be sweet. So we just got to mosey on a little bit of storyline. Like seriously, I can tell you the game. I can talk to you about the game faster than this game actually plays. So This game's actually slowing me down. Come on, storyline. So there we go. So she's been kidnapped, and like I said, if they come and kill the queen from 600 years ago, she'll cease to exist. So our journey is to make Marl not cease to exist. So we're gonna go save the day. Wow. At least we get another party member for our group now. We get Luca. She's a little bit of a techie. She uses fire magic later down the line. Like I said, this is New Game Plus. You might be playing this game fresh off level 1, so you might be like level 2 right now, you know what I mean? So she will learn stuff down the line. You know, she's not one of the strongest characters, but she does have some good dual attacks with a lot of the other characters, you know what I mean? So equip her with whatever you want, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you're starting out fresh, you might want to start grabbing treasure chests and stuff on the way and get some equipment, but everybody uses different stuff, you know? So and we'll get the hell out of here and go back through Guardia Forest. I love Chrono Trigger, man. I can just sit here and plow through this game so much. I bet you I get pretty far, though. You know what I mean? I've only been playing for 10 minutes. We're already to the sanctuary already, so it's not too bad. So we'll go over here to the left, and we'll hit the cathedral. What am I talking? I'm like mixed up with Zelda here. Sanctuary. We'll go hit the cathedral, and we'll do a little bit of talking. And in the middle of the room, after you talk to the nun, you'll see this little sparkling little, you know, thing. So go there and examine it, and you'll end up in this fight. So I'm gonna totally destroy him this completely. So we're gonna break this game in with a nice Luminaire. Oh yeah, Boo! Such an easy weapon. Like I said, by this point in the game, I would suggest that if you're playing fresh, that you would level up a couple times with Luca, so you can learn the dual attack with the two of them. It makes it a little bit easier, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm just clipping through this game. I'm not really stopping. So, and we may get Frog. Frog is awesome, or should I call him Glenn? You know, but I'm gonna keep it straightforward for this playthrough. I'm just gonna keep his name is Frog. I usually have certain names for everybody, but I'm gonna keep it in the way it is, just for this playthrough. So Luke is all freaked out by Frog. She's like, "What should we do?" We go with the Frog. Frog's awesome, man. And we're gonna name him Frog. And there's a secret passageway. Now we got to figure out where to go. We got to go back to the piano there and play the piano verse, and it'll open up a doorway to the right there. So we'll listen to the little tune. Should be all right. And we'll make our way to this door that just opened up. Woohoo! All right. So this is pretty much our first level of the game. There are various rooms all over the place with enemies and treasure chests to find, you know what I mean, and kill. So if you want to level up a little bit till you learn X slash with Frog, it'll be, you know, probably pretty good to know that skill for when you get to the boss. You know what I mean? If you go straight to the boss like I'm about to do, you probably won't be very, very strong. So take your time and explore all the levels. I'm just pretty much plowing through this game, like I said. So we're going to equip Frog with some stuff here, just for the sake of having him at least equipped with some gear. But the left and right on top have swords and switches and treasure chests for you to get. But if you go straight up through the middle, you'll end up to the next room here. A little stairwell will give out here, nothing crazy. But you're gonna have two switches to hit, one on this side here and one on the other side as well. Some enemies, you can dodge most enemies. If you go for the treasure chest, you will get into a fight. If you touch any of these guys, you'll get into a fight as well. But I like this game. New Game Plus, you can dodge a lot of the enemies and not bother fighting most of the stuff. So we're gonna have to fight these guys no matter what. So we're gonna take these guys out. Couple little enemies. We haven't fought a whole lot since we've started playing, you know what I mean? So, Luminaire. I'm going to start using other skills too. It's just, like I said, it depends what I feel like using. I want this to go fast, so. And like I said, once we kill this little group of enemies, we're going to grab that treasure chest. We're going to go back to the piano. The piano is going to open up the next hallway for us to get to the boss. So it's going to go nice and easy. There we go. 53 measly experience points, but at least we're getting tech points for the people that, oh, brain fart, I need to go to the piano. There we go. Little bit of a tune, same thing as earlier. And this door opens up just above. We're going to do kind of a little half loop to the left there. Might as well grab this little iron sword. A little bit, if you're doing this on your first playthrough, that's a little weapon stronger for Frog there. But like I said, if you're doing your first playthrough, get all the treasure chests and stuff like that. Level up. I just don't have to right now. This hallway, if you make it all the way to the end real quick, you won't have to fight this entire group of enemies, and you'll get to the boss right away. So we get to where the queen is and the chancellor who's kidnapped her. Frog comes in and saves the day, and the chancellor's gonna come and transform into Yarka. Sweetness indeed. Kind of our first little boss of the game. He's nothing too hard. My suggestion is to level up at least to the point where Chrono and Frog know the X-Strike ability, and then have Luca using tonics to heal. Because Yarka does have a few attacks that take out about 100, 150 hit points to your characters. So if you're here and you're not too strong, they will totally mess you up. So I'm going to Delta Storm his ass just because I can. And he'll probably go down in one hit, but I suggest X-Strike and having Luca heal if you're playing this game for the first time. So there you go, he goes down, a little bit of an overkill, but a little bit of victory. I love it. Love it! And Yarka goes down. So now that Yarka goes down, we're going to go back to the castle, we're going to touch base with the king, and Frog's going to peel out on us, and we're going to go rescue Marl and head back to 1080, back to the future. No Michael J. Fox though. Alright, come on. We mission it up. It's such a good game. I guess we should open up the treasure chest. They will rescue the Chancellor, the real Chancellor. There we go, he's all tied up. There we go. Let's get out of here. It's such a good game. So now we get to go to get our Marl back. Right on. A little bit of storyline to pass the time here. Nothing too crazy. Just Frog's a little bit disappointed that they let all this happen, so he's gonna peel out. We'll get Frog back later once we get the mass immune weapon up and going, and we're going against Magus. We'll do that later. You know what I mean? But right now, we'll just go talk to Frog here so he can do his little storyline. If you go grab Marl first and go talk to Frog here, he'll actually mention that she does have a resemblance of the queen, you know what I mean? But it depends when you talk to him. Nothing too crazy. Alright, so let's go get Marl back at the top stairwell here, back in this room. All the way to the top. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is awesome. It's, you know, if you're on New Game Plus, you can go through this game pretty fast paced. There's a lot of exploring that you can do, lots of items you can find and stuff. You can actually steal a lot of items off some enemies like power tabs and stuff later in the game. It makes leveling up and strengthening your characters very easy later in the game, but you still have to grind a lot. Leveling up in the later levels, you got to find the right spots to actually it be worthwhile for you to sit there and grind. It's usually in the factory in the future. That's where you end up grinding at the end of the game, because you get the most experience for your time spent there. So we'll just keep going. She'll give you a little option there. You can either be a jerk or be nice. I think I was a jerk. I wasn't even paying attention. I think I said, yeah, I think I wouldn't have went with you if I knew you were the princess, but whatever. So we can get the hell out of this castle and get out of this time era. And we'll head back through the Guardia Forest to the bottom. So now we got to hit the portal that is back up in the mountain there. Oh, I went a little too far down, so we got to fight. But like I said, you can get through a lot of the maps in this game without fighting stuff. You just got to know where to go and where to walk and stuff. Sometimes it's hard to kind of judge where the enemies are going to be, but you know what I mean? Watcha! New Game Plus damage. Boom. It's awesome. Nice. But my suggestion is to, you know, your first time through this game, explore everything. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of items and stuff hidden everywhere. Power tabs, treasure chests, and weapons and stuff. once you get the pendant, you be able to unlock all kinds of other areas, explore people's houses, all that stuff. It's an awesome game, man. Awesome game. It's like you can only you fight as much as you want to almost. They do force fight you a few times, but what can you do? What you I don't have the rainbow, by the way. I've got the swallow sword, so it's better than the mop. I'll tell you that. Which you get off the news, by the way. Alright, so we are working our way back up to the original portal where Luca is going to tell us that she made this wonderful gate key that controls these gates, and now we can use it to get back home. She's kind of the inventor, but it's all good. Like I said, she's not one of the strongest characters in the game, but I tend to use Chrono, Marl, and Ayla. I like Ayla. You know what I mean? I like to level her up really, really, really strong because her iron fists are awesome. When you do, she's like one of the few characters that can do 9,999 damage in this game on a critical hit, and yeah, it comes in handy. You know what I mean? But you got to be playing New Game Plus a few times to get her up to that level. So we're gonna hop back in this portal, continue on our storyline. And we are going back to 1000 AD, back to the Millennial Fair, back to where the portals are. If you are playing New Game Plus, you'll notice that there's a little shiny dot on the rightmost pod there. That will bring you straight to Lavos at any point in time in the game. So at any point in time right now, I can go there and beat the game. And depending on when you beat the game will depend on which ending you get in this game. So we're going to the castle now to return Marl to her father back into the castle. But back to what I was saying, depending on how you finish the game and when you finish the game will depend on what the ending is, right? Like if you say beat the game before you kill the reptiles, you'll come back and it'll be a certain ending with the reptiles. If you do it before you kill Magus, then you'll get an ending where the mystics have taken over the planet and the humans are the ones that are really, really rare. It's weird, you know what I mean? So there's a good at least 10, 12 endings to this game depending on when you beat it. So now we get back to the castle and we get called out as a kidnapper and we get thrown into court. We're going to court. Yeah, we get accused of kidnapping the king. Yep. I always like this part of the game because there's not too many games that do this kind of little storyline part of the game. The graphics are nice, and I've always liked trying to get all innocent, you know what I mean, or all guilty. The terms in this court depend on how much of a jerk you are to people at the Millennial Fair, when you're walking around with Marl around the fair. Do you eat the guy's food? Are you going to return the cat to their owner? Are you going to try to sell the pendant? Are you, gonna... all these little factors are what's going to matter on if you're going to get a guilty verdict or an innocent verdict. You know what I mean? So, pretty much, don't try to sell the pendant to Melkwire. Don't grab the pendant first. You know what I mean? Grab the pendant after you talk to Marl. Just all these little things, and eventually you'll know what does what. You'll be able to get all innocent or all guilty. In the end, it doesn't make much of a difference. It makes a little bit of a storyline difference, but it doesn't make much of a difference for, you know what I mean, the end result. You might have to fight a few enemies more one way or the other, but still, you know what I mean? It's good to experience both of them eventually because it's both different kinds of different storyline, right? So even though it's just a little bit of difference. So the court usually goes through a little bit. It'll give you a few options sometimes to answer. You just answer them however you wish. I had no motive of kidnapping anybody. I just went to the fair for fun, man. I was on my way to fight Gato, man. I was gonna go and get me some silver points, maybe play that little clone game or something like that. But this chick just totally ran into me, and freaking shit hit the fan, man. I ended up going back in time and stuff. It's crazy, man. Like, you guys have no idea what I just went through, So come on, give a guy a break. I met some cute little girl. We went on a time adventure. I brought her home. Like, it's all good. not like I was a kidnapper, but as you can see, I didn't do anything too bad in the Millennial Fair, but I didn't spend very much time there either, so I'm pretty sure most of my verdicts are going to be guilty or non-guilty. So I still end up in jail though. You still end up in jail for doing it anyways. So no matter what you do, just experience the wonderful little cutscene, which is the courtroom. I always enjoyed it. Oh man, I love Chrono Trigger. You gotta savor it, man. Play it on the Super Nintendo or play it on the DS. The PlayStation version, the load times are really bad, you know. So even though it's nice to have for the collection for the PlayStation, it has all the anime cutscenes. It has, you know, a way to keep track of all your stuff. But the DS one has all that stuff too. But PS1 just the loading just sucks. But you gotta play this game, man. Nice. Yeah, Kingy. We're leaving. Off to jail. Another one of my this game just has so many levels that I just want to say this is one of my favorite levels and this is one of my favorite levels. I love the background, I love the atmosphere of a lot of places in this game. It makes me, you know, want to play this game over and over again. I want to visit this place. I want to go here. I can't wait to get there. It looks so cool, you know. It's storyline's awesome. I am now a terrorist. Terrorist. And what? I'm not supposed to be executed. That's not right. But hey, no way. I'm not dying yet. You know what I'm talking about. So I think this is where I'm gonna end part one of Chrono Trigger. So we finished the trial. We rescued Mara. We went through the cathedral. It's a good little start for Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo. So I'm going to end it here, and on our next part, we are going to break out of jail and we are going to hit the future. And hopefully we can make it to the end of time, you know what I mean, by the end of the next part. Like I said, we're clipping through this game, so I hope you're enjoying this awesome classic gaming goodness, because I'm having a blast playing through this, you know what I mean. Like I said, I'm clipping, but next part's gonna be sweet. Future, we're gonna go race friggin' yeah, the man. So peace out and happy gaming.